Welcome to another episode. Today we're tackling a pretty fascinating topic: how wives of company CEOs can contribute to society. It's a shift we're seeing more and more as women step into active roles, especially within family-owned businesses. What do you think about this, B?
It's definitely interesting, eh? Traditionally, we've seen wives involved in charity events or running art galleries. But now we're seeing them manage entire companies. This seems to raise the question, should women be doing these men's jobs at all?
Right. And it's not just a simple question of ability. It's about what roles men and women should play in society. Historically, women weren't raised to deal with finances or run businesses. So the question is, can they actually perform well in these roles?
Exactly, eh? And let's be clear here, it's not about capability, it's more about the differences in the way men and women are prepared for certain types of work. Women might have the intellectual knowledge, but they haven't traditionally been trained in financial decision-making or networking, right?
That's true. So if women come into these roles, it might feel like they're disrupting the natural balance. Like, what's the point of a woman running a company when men are already doing it just fine?
Yeah, and that's where things get complicated. If women take on jobs that men are already handling, does it really lead to any significant change? Or are they just managing what's already established without adding anything new?
The real question is, what can women bring to the table that men cannot? It's not about replacing men in roles, but complementing what's missing. Women are naturally skilled at communication, listening, and identifying flaws. These aren't skills we always associate with the traditional corporate world, but they're crucial.
So you're suggesting that women might not necessarily excel in running the business, but they're great at managing the internal, the human side of things, right?
Exactly. Women could shine in roles where they handle the nuances, research, organizing, even surveying on the ground. These are areas where men might not have the time or inclination to focus.
And we're seeing more of this happen, aren't we? Women are stepping into management positions not to take over men's roles, but to oversee things from a different perspective. They're working with what has already been established by men and improving it.
That's right. Think about how a family works. The men build the wealth, but women, with their insight into the household, can spot problems and address them. They see what's being missed.
It's like the family analogy you mentioned earlier. Men are out working, and women are often the ones to spot the gaps. They're not just taking on a job, they're addressing something deeper, something that might have been overlooked.
Exactly. Women have the time and the ability to process the information that's often ignored because men are too busy with their daily grind. It's about them stepping into a space that's meant for nurturing and completing what's been built.
And we see this happening today. Women aren't stepping into these roles to simply mimic men. They bring a different approach, one that focuses on completion and refinement rather than just expansion.
Yes, and this doesn't just apply to CEOs, right? It's about intellectuals, researchers, and anyone who can work on the internal mechanisms of society. Women need to bring their unique talents to society's growth.
Right, and while we've seen women do things like running art galleries or organizing charity events, it's now time for them to take the next step. It's not just about looking pretty at events, it's about taking charge of the internal workings and making sure things stay balanced.
Absolutely. The future is about women stepping up, not in the traditional sense, but in a way that's unique to their strengths. Managing and refining what's already established could be their true contribution to society.
It's exciting to think about the new ways women can impact businesses, society, and even the nation as a whole. Their roles aren't just about filling positions, they're about enhancing and supporting what's been built.
And that's what's exciting, right? Women are no longer just assistants or background figures, they're key players in the progress we're seeing in society today.
It's about balance, eh? Men built the infrastructure, and now women are coming in to manage and enhance it. It's the next phase of our society's development.
Well, that wraps up this episode. We'll dive even deeper into this topic in part 2. But for now, think about this. If society is growing and changing, what role do you think women should play in that transformation?
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.